Good morning, students. Welcome back in your SS class. Student, from this video lecture, we will start our new chapter, that is manufacturing industries. Already you have studied about this chapter in the 8th standard also. And we will discuss about the industrial sector of India. Whenever we have studied about sectors in in economics, we come to know that economical activities, these are divided into three sectors: primary, secondary, and tertiary. Primary, it deals with the natural phenomena, natural factors, all the natural things through which we can do production. They are called primary sector. It includes agriculture, mining, hunting, gathering, and many other things. Because most of the part it is related, most of the people they are related into agriculture and related sectors. That's why it's known as a agriculture sector also. Then we have studied about secondary sector, where we use raw material, and after the processing of it, we make a new good. That is called industrial sector, because most of the work is done in industrial area. So dear student, in this chapter we will discuss this industrial area. It means we are discussing here in the manufacture of the secondary sector, that is called manufacturing industry. And already you have studied about it in the 8th standard in a very good manner. So let's start the chapter, and this chapter, it would be the first part of this chapter. This video, it would be the first part of this chapter. So dear student, first of all, let's discuss about the topics which we will cover in this video lecture. First of all, introduction would be there. Means what do you think about manufacturing industry? We will discuss this thing in this chapter. After then, we will discuss about the importance of manufacturing industries. Means what are the different importance of these industries? We will discuss about it. After that, we will discuss the interdependence of agriculture and industry. We'll see agriculture is dependent on industry and industry is dependent on agriculture. It means both are interdependent. We will discuss this thing. Okay. After then, we will discuss about it when we locate an industry, what factors we have to see. Means what are the different factors which affect the location of an industry. We will see this thing. Okay. Then there would be classification of industry in the further part of the chapter, where we will discuss about the classification of industry, in which we will see some agro-based and mineral-based industries and some other industry also. After then, we will discuss the most important topic, that is pollution. And the pollution created by industry, we will discuss this thing. And after then, we will discuss the steps to control this environmental problem. We will discuss this thing. Okay, these are the topics which we will cover in this chapter. Hope so the topics is clear. So let's start the chapter. First of all, let's discuss about that heading, that is manufacturing. Means what do you think about manufacturing and what do you think about the manufacturing industry? So dear student, if you think about manufacturing, it means the production of goods in a large quantity after processing from raw material to more valuable product. It means we will take raw material, process it, and we will make that particular raw material into a valuable product. We will convert it into a valuable product. That total process, it is known as a manufacturing. It is known as a manufacturing. Right, students? It means that we will convert raw material into a final product which is ready to use. That process, it is known manufacturing. For example, paper from wood, sugar from sugarcane. These are the two examples of it. Also, this thing is clear. Now, my dear student, in the beginning, I have told you that this manufacturing, it belongs to secondary sector, in which the primary material, it means the product of primary sector, we will use that product as a raw material. Then these are processed and these are converted into a finished product. It means these are converted into a more valuable product, which we consume. Okay. So if we think about manufacturing, it belongs to secondary sector. And this secondary sector, it is known as a industrial sector also, because most of the work it is done in the workshop and in an industry, right? Okay, students. Also, the introductory part it will would be clear to all of you. Now come to the second part, that is importance of manufacturing industry. This would be the most important question for you. Remember this thing. Okay, first of all, it helps us in modernizing the agriculture. It help in modernizing the agriculture. It means it support agriculture. It increases the productivity of agriculture. And even we know about it in our country. About more than 50% people, they are totally dependent on agriculture. So it reduces the heavy dependence of on agriculture. It provided job in non-agriculture sector, and people they are shifting from the agriculture to, you can say that, in the industries. So in this way, first of all, it modernized agriculture because it provide many machines, tools, and you can say it provide many insecticide and pesticide, which increases the productivity of agriculture. So it modernized the agriculture. Second thing, it reduce the heavy dependence on agriculture sector also, right? This is the most important importance for the industry. So we have here 2 points. The first one, modernize agriculture. Second thing, reduce the over dependence of agriculture sector. Okay. The next point, it industries, it helps in increasing job and generating more income. You can say that it supplement the income of a family also. If maximum people they are involved in agriculture sector, there may be disguised unemployment, so that some people of this sector they can be move into the industrial area and they would get more income. So it increases the income of the family also. So you can say that the second heading, that is increase the income of the family, right? Next one. Next one is it earn foreign exchange through the trade, because export of manufacturing in manufactured goods, it expand trade, and which bring foreign exchange. It means we can get foreign currency also, right? So it is very helpful in the foreign exchange. If foreign exchange is more, it means if we export more things to abroad, it means we are going to increase our wealth, we are going to increase our income of the country also, right? So it is very helpful in the foreign exchange. Next one, the most important, the industrial development, it brings the prosperity of the country. It means that the country, which is the people of a country, which are who are involved in the secondary sector and tertiary sector, they are considered as a developed country. And if a country people population it is mostly working in the primary sector, it means they are that country is developing, yeah, underdeveloped country. You know well about it in the economics chapter also. So industrial development, it brings the prosperity of the country, because I have already told you that if industrial product they are exported in other country, it means that trade would be expanded, and it means that it brings foreign exchange, and you can see that it brings more and more income. So industrial development, it brings prosperity to the country, right? So these are the importance of manufacturing industry for you can say India, and these are the importance of the manufacturing units. Hope so this thing is clear. The first topic it would be it modernize agriculture. Second point, it reduce the heavy over dependence of agriculture on agriculture sector. Third, it increases the job opportunities, and you can say the income of the family also. Next, it it is helpful for earning the foreign exchange also, right? So these are different importance of manufacturing unit. There are many other importance also, right? These industries produce the material which we consume day to day life, right? So it increases the yeah, it increases the status of the life also, right? So we can add more and more point about this question also. Okay. Now let's discuss about next question, that is agriculture and industries. They are interdependent on each other. Let's come to this point and let's discuss this thing. Also, first two topics you are you have cleared these things. The first one is introductory part of the manufacturing, means what are the manufacturing units. Second point, that the importance of the manufacturing units, right? Now, our third topic, it would be agriculture and industry in India. They are totally interdependent on each other. How they are interdependent with each other, we will discuss this thing. So the first topic, it is agro-based industry. Now, my dear student, these agro industries in India, they have boosted agriculture by raising its productivity. It means agro industries, they produce fertilizers, pesticides, insecticides, and they produce some tools and modern machines for the agriculture. And due to this thing, the productivity of agriculture, it has been increased. If the productivity of agriculture, it has been increased, it means the income level of a farmer, it has been increased. It means the country, it has been developed, right? Second thing, there are many industries which are dependent on agriculture for their raw material. Those are considered as an agro-based industry, and there are many industries they depend on agriculture for their raw material. For example, if we think about cotton textile mill, so cotton, it's a agriculture product, so the cotton industry, it depend on agriculture. At the same time, if we think about sugar industry, sugarcane, it is a raw material for the industry, and sugarcane, it is a product of the agriculture. So there are many industries which depend on agriculture for their raw material, right? These 2 points are clear to all of you. How agriculture depend on industry and how industry depend on agriculture, right? Now let's come to the another point. Industry, it provides many agriculture inputs like irrigation pumps. Now, dear student, water, it is the basic necessity of the agriculture production. So, if you think about water, rainfall is the major source of the irrigation, but there are we have to use head pump, we have to use tubewells and other things for the irrigation also. So, irrigation pumps, fertilizers, insecticides, PVC pipe, and machines and tools. These are provided by the industry to the farmers, and these these things increase the productivity of agriculture field, right? Now, dear student, development of the different mode of transport by the industrial sector, it has not only helped the farmer to obtain agriculture input, but it also helped them to treat their product also. It means now the farmers, they are able to fetch their to send their agriculture product from far off markets. They can sell them in the market also, and they can purchase the product from necessary for the agriculture from the market also. So in this way, we can say that agriculture and industry, they are totally interdependent with each other, because there are many inputs which require for the productivity of agriculture, and these are prepared by the industry. And there are some industries which require raw material, and they have to depend on agriculture. So in this way, we can see that agriculture and industry in India, they are interdependent with each other. Right, friends? So this would be the most important question. Remember this thing. For the board perspective, it would be the most important. So you have to concentrate on this topic, that agriculture and industry both are interdependent with each other. And now question, how? So first of all, the agriculture, it industry, it provide a lot of machinery, pesticide, insecticide, and a lot of things which increase the productivity of agriculture. At the same time, there are many industry, they are dependent on agriculture for their raw material. So the productivity of agriculture, it is increased. It means the production of the raw material, it has been increased, so that the industry, they can be developed. So in this way, we can say that both agriculture and industry in India, they are interdependent with each other, right? Clear, students? Now, our next topic, it would be the most important topic. And even whenever you are in 8th standard, you are in 8th standard, I have already told you that the different factors which affect the location of an industry. Means whenever a person want, wants to establish his industry, he has to look up a lot of factors. So it would be also a most important question. Remember this thing. So let's discuss about the factors which affect the location of an industry. The first one is raw material. Means whenever we establish any industry, we locate any industry. First of all, we have to see the area of raw material, because we must require cheap and abundant availability of raw material. So that's why first of all we have to see the area of raw material. For example, Uttar Pradesh, it is a how it is you can say can say that storehouse of the sugarcane. If we want to establish, if we want to locate sugar industry, we must use the Uttar Pradesh area, so that raw material can easily available, and it must be cheap. It must be cheap. Remember this thing. Okay, if we establish our sugar industry in Rajasthan, there is no sugarcane available there. If we will import, and you can say if we will ask for the raw material, then we have to depend on Uttar Pradesh, and we have to use huge amount of transport. And each and every you can say expenditure, it is added in the MRP of any particular product. Also, you know about it. So first of all, raw material, it is most important thing. So first of all, whenever we locate any industry, first of all, we have to see that where the raw material is easily available at cheap rate. The second one is labor. Okay, for industry, we require skilled and unskilled labor. Skilled and unskilled labor. But cheap labor, it must be available for them, so that the cost of the production, it can be low. The cost of the production, it can be low. So we have to see those areas which are, you can say that, populated areas where cheap labor can be easily available, right? Cheap labor can be available. Next, power. Now, dear student, whenever we establish industry, we have some power driver machines. These machines, they will work only on power. So cheap and continuous supply of power, it is extremely necessary for the industry. So we would look the government policy about the power supply, and we will see the method of the power in that in any particular area whenever we establish in an industry, right? Next one is capital. It is very necessary for the developing of the infrastructure also, and for the entire manufacturing process, and you can say for meeting the manufacturing expenditure also. Capital, it means money, you can say that, because whenever we want to purchase raw material, we have to purchase raw material with the money. We require transport facilities, we require, and the labor, whatever the labor is working there, we have to pay them also. So capital investment must be there. And there are other facilities also, like banking and insurance facilities, because whenever we establish a industry, we require the banking facility and insurance facilities, and favorable government policy and market policy also. Dear student, we will study about globalization chapter in the economics. And before 1990, foreign investment, it was not, you can say that, easy in India. There was a trade barrier also. That's why government, whenever we establish an industry, we have to see the government policy also, whether government favor it, or whether we have to pay more tax for the government also. We have to see all these things also. So government policy, it is a very most important thing. And if we think about market facility, if you think about market facility, because the ultimate aim of any production, it is to sell in the market. So we require market nearness of market of the industry also. If you see any place, if you see any industry, you would see that that particular industry is established in such a zone where all these facilities are available, easily available. Whenever any industrialist, he established his industry. So dear student, these are some factors which affect the location of an industry. And remember this thing, we will discuss some industries here, and these industries, we will apply all these points on these industries, why these industries are located there. If we think about sugar, in a sugar industry, these are totally located in Uttar Pradesh, right? If we think about cotton industry, these are established in Ahmedabad and Gujarat, and you can say some part of Maharashtra. If we think about jute industries, these are located in West Bengal. And if we think about West Bengal, this is the major jute producing state of India. So all these factors, these affect the location of an industry. Okay. Also, this thing is clear. Now let's discuss about the next topic, that is classification of industries. We have taken 5 bases on which our Indian industry are classified. The first one, on the basis of the source of the raw material used. First of all, we will classify our industry on the basis of raw material. On the basis of raw material, we classified our industry into 2 parts. The first one is agro-based industry, and the second one is mineral-based industry. If we think about agro-based industry, it means it depends for its raw material on agriculture. That's why it is known agro-based industry. And if we think about mineral-based industry, it depends for its raw material on minerals. That's why it is known as a mineral-based industry. Now, on the base of raw material, we classify our industry into 2 parts. The first one is agro-based industry, and the second one is mineral-based industry. Right? Second classification, it is according to their main role, in which we classify our industry into 2 parts, that is basic industry and consumer industry. If we think about basic industry, it means these are those industry which provide the base of other industry also, like iron and steel industry. And second is consumer industry. It means whatever the product is produced in these industry, this is totally consumed by the people. Okay, we will discuss these things. Next, on the basis of the capital investment. If we think about capital investment, we maximum study about small scale and large scale industry. But my dear student, first of all, we have cottage industry. Second one is small scale industry, and third one is large scale industry. But in this chapter, we will concentrate only on small scale and large scale industry. And these depend on the capital investment. It means how much capital we will invest, how many number of the workers are working there, which type of machinery are used there. Okay, so on the basis of capital investment, in this chapter we will discuss only 2. We will focus only 2, small scale and large scale. But cottage industry, it is very small. Remember this thing. Our next base, it would be the ownership. So on the basis of the ownership, we will classify our industry into 4 parts. The first one is public sector, second is private sector, third one is cooperative sector, and the next one is joint sector. Public sector, it means it is totally controlled under the government. If we think about private sector, it is totally controlled under the private individuals. If we think about cooperative sector, it means these are under the control of the person who provide the raw material. And if we think about joint sector, it is under the control of both government as well as private also. We will study all these things in the next part of the chapter also. And next, number 5th base, that is based on the bulk and weight of the raw material and finished product. Means whatever the product is produced and the raw material used by the company, by the industry, on the weight and on the amount of it, we classify it into 2 parts, light and heavy industry. It means the industry whose raw material are light and the product, whatever it is produced, are light, that is called light industry. And the industry which produce heavy product like iron and steel, these are called heavy industry. So we will study all these factors in this chapter. So on the 5 bases, we have classified our industry. we have classified our industry. In the next video lecture, we will discuss about this classification. Okay. Now let's see other effects also. My dear student, if the investment is more than 1 crore rupee in any industry, it is considered a large scale industry, like iron, steel and cement industry. And if investment is less than 1 crore rupees, it is considered a small scale industry. These factors we will discuss in the next video lecture. Remember this thing. So hope so whatever I have taught you, everything is clear to all of you. So I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Have a nice day.